Good evening, guys. So I'm here with Steve at PandP News, and there's a newsworthy event going on. We have this police officer out of Seattle that is facing retaliation because he told the truth, because he stepped up and pointed out everything that's going on and with law enforcement that's creating the divide. And so his superiors have kicked him to the curb, and even the police union has kicked him to the curb. And it's like I said, the police unions aren't full of good cops. They don't want good cops. They want the brothers in blue. And this illustrates that better than anything else I can come up with. So what we're going to do is just play you a couple quick clips, and then Steve and I were going to add just a touch of commentary here. So first off, the video we are talking about is this video right here.
To make this video, I've been in law enforcement for 10 years, and I'm speaking to my peers, other fellow officers, people in any kind of law enforcement position. I've seen officers nationwide enforcing tyrannical orders against the people, and I'm hoping it's the minority of officers, but I'm not sure anymore, because every time I turn on the television, every time I look to the internet, I'm seeing people arrested or cited for going to church, for traveling on the roadways, for going surfing, opening their businesses, going to the park with their families, or doing nails out of their own house, using their own house as a place of business, and having undercover agents go there and arrest them and charge them with what? With a crime? I don't know what crime people are committing by doing nails in their own house, but we're seeing this more and more and more, and we need to start looking at ourselves as officers and thinking, is what I'm doing right? Now, I want to remind you that regardless of where you stand on the coronavirus, we don't have the authority to do those things to people just because a mayor or a governor tells you otherwise. I don't care if it's your sergeant or your chief of police. We don't get to violate people's constitutional rights because somebody in our chain of command tells us otherwise. It's not how this country works. Hey, what's up, guys? So I just kind of wanted to take a couple minutes, get everybody caught up to speed on what's going on in my life. I've been getting a lot of questions, and
Sorry, my mic was off. So what I was saying was that video, that snippet of video I just played for you, gives you an indication of what he was saying. And there are links in the description of this video that go back to that video, and I'll put a link to this video in the description so you'll know what we're talking about.
Of it has been positive. And so I think that's pretty cool, because my whole thought process on making that video was trying to bridge the gap between law enforcement and the public. And I've seen both sides with open arms willing to embrace that. And I think that's a step in the right direction. So that's pretty cool. One thing that I've seen come up over and over in the comments, and I've been in email sent to me, is, are you going to get in trouble? What happened to you? Or is there any discipline any discipline taking place? And so I figured I'd take a chance and give you a little synopsis of the last 3 days of my life after posting that video. So I posted the video on Tuesday, was it May 5th? And it took it took a day or two before it really started getting a lot of traction. But the next morning when I woke up on the 6th, I think it was only at a few thousand views. And I had received a message from my command saying, wow, Greg, what a powerful message. We agree with that 100%, well done. And that was actually a relief for me, because I was like, great, I know that it's risky putting something out like that, but I felt like it was so grounded in integrity and liberty that no one would have an issue with it. So that was a relief. And then fast forward 3 hours later, I get another phone call from my command, and it said, hey Greg, the video's up to 400,000 views. It's time to pull the plug on this thing. And I immediately, it kind of caught me off guard, because I said, why would we want to pull the plug on something that was already acknowledged as a good and powerful message from one law enforcement officer to others? And I said, yeah, that doesn't really make sense to me. I think maybe we should embrace this message and we should share this with other officers. And he said, listen, it's not up to me. I have been directed to tell you to take the video down, and I need to know if you're going to take the video down. And I said, no, I can't take the video down, because if you listen to my first video, the whole message that I was trying to share with people and impart on them is, if you believe in something in your heart, you have to stand by that conviction, even if it costs you everything. And like I said last time, I have 3 little kids. I have this house. I have another house. I cannot afford to lose my job. But after putting that message out there and sharing that with America, and it was so well received, I can't then just say, even though that's what I believe, I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to retract my words, and I'm going to allow my command to prevent me from sharing my heart and my truth. And I said, so with that in mind, sir, I can't take the video down. And, I didn't know where this was going to go. And I immediately started thinking about, what are they going to try and gig me on? What did I do wrong? What policy did I violate? And I got called back a couple hours later. And by this time, it was skyrocketing. Everyone in the agency was seeing it. Cops from when I was an officer down in Los Angeles, they were contacting me. I got a call and it said, listen, the video needs to be taken down right now, and you need to accept a letter of reprimand, or we're going to take a very different approach to this if you say no again. Well, I'd already put myself on that hill, and I had to be willing to die on that hill. They said they determined the video was a violation of policy, and that if I wouldn't take it down, that allegations would be made against me, and so on and so on. And so I told them, no, I'm not going to take it down. You do what you need to do. But the principle of it is rooted in truth, and it was a positive message that was received by millions and millions of people. If you want me to take it down, I have to respectfully refuse. And it was interesting because they kept citing different policies, like, oh, it was the social media policy, or some of your equipment may have been identifiable. And that kind of seemed like a moot point to me. And it was strange, because why was the message okay at 5 a.m. and then 3 hours later, there was a problem with it? And so I was later contacted by the chief of police. He's someone that I have great respect for. He's a good man to work for. And he's the one that shot me straight. And he said, Greg, if you openly defy your governor, you can't be a police officer in the state of Washington. And I told him, I said, you know what, I can respect that. And if I were in your office, I would shake your hand and respectfully disagree and say, maybe I'm not meant to be a police officer in the state of Washington then. And here's my thoughts on that, okay? You have to do your research. You have to figure out what your true north is, what your truth is, and where you stand on issues. For me personally, I believe that the Constitution supersedes all other documents, all other laws. There's case law supporting that. If you look at Marbury versus Madison, 1803, it says any future laws created that are repugnant, meaning in conflict with the Constitution, are null and void.
All right, I'm going to stop it right there. If you want to see the entire video, it is there'll be links in the description to this video for it. What you got to say, Steve? What do you think? Unmute, Steve.
I thought I already did.
I just did that a minute ago too.
Yeah, I got 3 different ways to turn on and off the audio, so sometimes I forget which one I did. Anyway, this is probably one of the most important stories we've done, because we've always said we support good cops. Here's this only, I don't know how to say this, but I'm going to do my best here. this is probably the only good cop I've actually seen on video. And I bet he will remain the only good cop in my eyes right now, because he actually said what we've been preaching all along. All right. And I bet we will not see another video from another cop, an active duty cop, do a video like this in support of him. Why? Because they're too chicken. Well, because either they're not a good cop or they're too chicken to stand up to their oath like they should. And if they really believe in what they're doing, they will put their own videos out, say it in their own words, but support this guy and reiterate what he's saying. That, because it's the truth. What he said is the absolute truth.
I agree 100%, 100%. And I'm going to go one step farther and say this: if somebody wants to contact that guy, if he's interested in coming to Texas to be a police officer, I will personally pay for his certification down here. I will personally pay to get him certified in the state of Texas, whether he has to take classes or just to test, whatever it takes to get him certified in the state of Texas to be a police officer to come down here. I will pay for that out of my own pocket. I believe in this guy that much.
And I will help in any way I can to do videos and talk about it and help raise money for transportation costs, whatever we can do to help get him whatever he needs.
But this just goes back. I mean, even the union abandoned him.
Yeah.
That tells you. That tells the whole story right there of what these police unions are about. You know, they are just, it's like I've always said. You know, they are gang supporters. They're thug supporters, not good guy supporters.
Right. You know, maybe, you know, there's not, I was going to say not a lot of cops that have that much conviction in what they're doing to stand up like he's doing, but I don't know if there's any except for him. But, you know, he talks about what he might do if he doesn't remain being a police officer. It sounds cool. I hope, you know, maybe that's a great thing for him, and it'll be what he really should be doing. But I think we need this guy to be a cop, to stay a cop.
We need more like him, but the reality is, I mean, and I've used this example before because it's a good example. The Florida State Trooper, the female Florida State Trooper down in Miami that stopped that Miami-Dade police officer for 120 mile an hour in a 55 and arrested him for it. And the police unions down there harassed her to the point that the state police moved her to a new location, you know, all the way up in northern Florida. Well, you know, the police unions are the police unions. They're everywhere. And so the organized criminal enterprise that it is harassed her up there. It was so bad, she had to quit. She had to quit and walk away. And so long as that is tolerated, there's just not going to be a change. We're going to have to change something else some other way. And the number one thing is we got to get the police unions out. We got to get them gone. We got to get police unions out of police departments. Why is it the police have unions? You're in the military, you can't have a union. Why can the police have unions? Civil service is civil service. I mean, and I know military is not true civil service. It's something else. I got it. I'm just, again, off the cuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to put out a challenge just in case they succeed through some kind of legal means to get him to pull his video down, or if he caves, because there's a lot of pressure, you know.
I don't believe he will. I believe he's a man of conviction. I believe he's going to do that, the right thing.
I totally agree. But the point is, and even if he takes this down, this video is all over the place already. But I want to challenge every one of the people out there that watches this, that has a YouTube channel, whether you're one of us activists or not, to put this video up and talk about this in support of him. And the contact information, because we'll put the contact information up to get in touch with the PD. Maybe we ought to put the mayor and the governor and whoever else we can think of, and put it out there in support of this guy.
I agree.
And I challenge all the police officers that got any balls
I don't know any.
to stand up and support this guy, especially the ones in that police department. That the cops in that police department should be saying right now, no, we're not going to stand for this. But I bet they're not.
No, they're not. And like I said, even the union, he says it, he talks about it in the video. Even the union abandoned him. But I'm not surprised, you know, they don't
I
want
mean, just
they're
an
not
everyday
looking for
cop
good
on the
cops.
beat guy, you know, like him, should be standing up and telling the chief. No,
I agree.
no.
I agree. I agree. Totally agree. You got anything else you want to add?
No, I'll re-edit my part because, you know, when I record what you do on Zoom, I don't get the audio. So I'll recut and put mine in here
Okay.
and put it on my channel. But when I called you, I wanted you to, you know, you got the bigger channel that's going to get seen the most. So it's too important to think about me. It's needs to be out there.
Yeah,
so.
just make it about him. And again, if somebody wants to get the word to this guy, have him contact me. I will pay out of my pocket for his certification to become a Texas police officer.
And we will.
Take me up on it. Take me up on it. Yeah.
I will do anything I can to help raise money to get him down here.
All right.
If that's what needs to be done.
All right. Now we just got to find a department that's willing to hire an honest cop, and that's going to be tough. Won't be any of the constable departments. Won't be any.
Well, maybe he can find one, and then we can help him get certified and get down here.
It'd be good. All right, Steve.
All right.
Bye, y'all. Y'all
Take
be
it easy.
safe.
Bye.